Even though it was a typical day, something felt off. There was a strain in the air that I couldn't fathom. Location: I was waiting for my nephew Stephen in my armchair when a strange feeling settled in my stomach. Little did I know that this was just the calm before the storm. The sun was low in the sky, casting long shadows through the window, and the small town I had lived in for years was quiet, just the way I liked it. At 76, I didn't go out much anymore. Instead, my days were spent reading and thinking back on a time when I was full of energy and curiosity. Stephen was coming over today, with his best friend Nick. I had heard stories about Nick being confident, charming, and a little mysterious, but I had never met him, so I wondered what kind of presence he would bring into my quiet life. Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you enjoy our content and would like this video, please take a moment to watch more. Additionally, by subscribing to our channel, you help us to bring you even more engrossing real-life tales and in-depth conversations on relationships and trust. There is so much more to discover, and working together, we can create a community where everyone's opinions are respected and heard. Come along as we explore these crucial subjects. Your insights matter, and don't forget to leave your comments below. We love hearing your thoughts and theories, so let's get started. As I waited, I tried to shake off the discomfort. I appreciated Stephen's visits. He was one of the few who checked in on me, but something about today felt off. I couldn't shake the feeling that this visit would change everything. The doorbell rang, pulling me from my thoughts. As I walked to the door, I took a deep breath, not knowing that behind it lay an evening I would remember forever. I stood there, heart racing just a bit. I hadn't seen Stephen in a while. He was my bright spot, always checking in on me. When I finally opened the door, there he was. Tall and smiling, just like I remembered. Next to him stood Nick, his best friend. Nick had an air about him, confident yet easygoing. I could see why Stephen liked him so much. As they stepped inside, I felt a rush of warmth. It was nice to have company again, to feel the energy of young people in my quiet home. I thought about how lonely it could get. Many of my friends were gone, their families too busy or far away. Just having them here made the walls feel less heavy. I smiled, grateful for the connection, hoping this evening would be special. We settled into the living room. The recognizable furnishings that surround us as Stephen and Nick began discussing their lives, careers, and minor blunders. Their laughing filled the room, bringing it back to life. In stark contrast to my peaceful days spent by myself with books, their stories were new and vibrant, and even as I laughed along, I felt a spark within that I hadn't felt in years. As we conversed, Stephen had the bright idea to take a drive with just the three of us. His eyes glistened with excitement, and I felt a wave of hesitation wash over me. I realized how much I missed these moments of connection and sharing. It was like a breath of fresh air, reminding me that joy could still find me even in my old age. I was accustomed to my routine and the quiet of my days, but then I noticed Stephen's excitement, and something inside of me stirred. I thought about the years I'd spent mostly indoors watching life pass by, and maybe this was a chance to break free and feel a little thrill again. The conflict inside of me raged on, comfort or adventure, but as I looked at their eager faces, I felt a small spark of courage. Perhaps it was time to leave my little world. We hit the road with the windows down, the warm summer breeze filling the car, the sun setting, painting the sky in brilliant shades of orange and pink. It felt magical, and Nick joked and told stories, and I couldn't help but join in. Each laugh brought back memories of my own carefree days spent with friends, full of adventure and dreams. When we finally came to a stop, I stepped out of the car and looked around. It was the lake, and just as I remembered, the water was calm, reflecting the colors of the sunset. Suddenly, I was filled with memories of coming here as a child, laughing with friends, swimming under the sun, and sharing secrets. The smell of the water and the rustling trees brought it all back. I felt a mixture of joy and sadness remembering those carefree days. I remembered driving down these same roads long ago and the excitement of the journey ahead. It felt wonderful to be a part of that again, if only for a moment. Please take a moment to like this video if you like our work and would want to see more. Additionally, please subscribe to our channel. Your encouragement motivates us to provide you with even more engrossing true tales and in-depth conversations about relationships and trust. So let's keep going. Stephen: wow, Auntie, this place is so beautiful. What did you do here when you were younger? I turned to look into their curious eyes and smiled, ready to share this part of my life with them. As we settled by the lake, I started telling them stories about how my friends and I used to sneak out here at night, thinking we were so cunning to hide from our parents. They leaned in wide-eyed with curiosity, and I told them about the time we tried to build a makeshift route, but it didn't float very well, and we all ended up in the water laughing and splashing Nick. "Did you get in trouble for that?" I laughed again, shaking my head, but it was worth it. The more stories I told, the closer we became. Whispered secrets. It was peaceful here by the lake, the night wrapped around us like a warm blanket, the air was still, and I felt a strong connection with Stephen and Nick. If you are enjoying our content and would like to see more, please take a moment to like this video. It felt good to connect with them and let them see the girl I once was under the stars. I could tell they were enjoying the journey with me as the sky darkened and the first stars began to twinkle above us one by one. Additionally, please subscribe to our channel. Your encouragement motivates us to provide you with even more engrossing true stories and thought-provoking questions concerning relationships and trust, so let's go on. We sat there in comfortable stillness, each of us deep in contemplation. The atmosphere was charged, as if the night encouraged us to be honest and real here under the stars, connecting us as three people sharing our lives in this beautiful, fleeting moment. After a moment, Stephen spoke up, his voice more serious now. "Auntie, sometimes I worry I'm missing out on life, because there's so much I want to do, but it feels like time is slipping away." I could see the stars reflecting in their eyes, and it struck me how vulnerable we all felt in that moment. It wasn't just about laughing anymore, it was about sharing pieces of ourselves. I wanted to ask them about their dreams, fears, and things they didn't always share. I could see how serious his remarks were. Nick nodded thoughtfully, and it suddenly struck me that they were in a stage of life where they were under a lot of pressure to fulfill their dreams, and everything felt so urgent. I vividly recalled such emotions after years of decisions and lost chances. "Since you're both so young, I wanted to gently explain that it's acceptable to feel lost occasionally and that life is more about the trip and the people you meet than it is about finishing everything at once." I understood that this moment felt significant because I could offer them some guidance and show them that it was acceptable to take their time because everyone had challenges, and sharing them with one another made us stronger in that stillness. Knowing that I could provide them with guidance and insight from my own experiences gave me a feeling of purpose. After a little while, "Auntie," Stephen opened up. "There is so much I want to do, but I feel like I'm running out of time, so I worry a lot about missing out on life." His words reverberated with truth, and I could see the worry in his eyes. Nick nodded, obviously sensing that they were both looking for purpose while living their youths. I recalled those emotions from my own childhood, when dreams seemed far away and decisions seemed overwhelming. Feelings like that are okayed. I realized how crucial this moment was and wanted to let them know that it's acceptable to take your time exploring your paths without fear because we all face challenges, and talking about them can ease the load in that stillness by the lake. I said gently that life isn't just about checking boxes, it's about the experiences you have and the people you share them with. As we sat there, the three of us close together in a cozy calm as the stars twinkled overhead and I could feel the warmth of their presence by my side, I felt a sense of purpose knowing that I could give them some guidance for my own journey. After a minute, Stephen turned to face me. "Auntie, I truly respect the way you see things. You possess a wisdom that clarifies everything." "Yes," Nick added, "it's inspiring because you remind us that life is about the moments we share, not just our goals." If you like our content and would like to see more, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us to bring you even more fascinating real-life stories and in-depth conversations about relationships and trust, so let's keep going. Their remarks made me feel warm at that very moment. As we sat there, a tension started to build in the air. It was subtle, but unmistakable. I could feel something shifting among us, a charge that made my heart race. Age felt irrelevant because we were just three people united by our stories and experiences, sharing something special under the night sky. It didn't matter how many years I had lived, we were all just humans, navigating life together. Stephen gave me a glance. His expression was grave. "Auntie, this feels significant right now. I don't want to offend anyone, but I can't deny my feelings." Nick nodded in agreement, his eyes steady, and he said, "Yeah, it's okay to acknowledge that we all feel something special tonight." Their words resonated with me. I felt wanted in a way I hadn't felt in years, and they evoked feelings I had long suppressed. I wanted to embrace this connection, but I also knew we were at a crossroads. It was a delicate balance between wanting to feel alive and understanding the boundaries we needed to respect. At that moment, I realized how important it was to appreciate what we had without pushing it into something complicated. The atmosphere changed as we all took a breath, a shared understanding settling between us, and it felt like a moment of clarity where everything was laid bare. The silence was broken first by Stephen, who said, "Maybe it's not about hurrying to figure everything out, maybe it's about being here right now." Nick nodded, adding, "Yeah, appreciating what we have instead of worrying about what's next." Their words hung in the air, and I felt a wave of relief as we were simply present together, embracing the beauty of now. The worries and pressures faded away, replaced by a deep sense of connection and peace. We didn't need to rush, we were here, and that was enough. As we drove back, a comfortable silence filled the car, and the night encircled us. It was serene, as if we were all happy with the evening we spent together, with the stars still twinkling in the sky. Stephen smiled, breaking the silence. "The fact that you nearly fell into the water while we were taking that selfie is unbelievable." "Yes, Auntie, you were prepared to make a splash," Nick added. I felt a great sense of gratitude as I thought back on the evening. We had shared stories, laughed, and even had some vulnerable moments. I realized how important these connections were, reminding me that life still held so much joy. The warmth of their company filled my heart, and I couldn't help but smile. I laughed with them, feeling lighthearted. It was nice to tease and be teased, to feel the joy of the night lingering in the air. As we pulled into the driveway, I had a range of feelings. The night had been amazing, and I wanted it to go a little while longer. This night had brought us closer, and I knew it would stick with me for a long time. "Thank you for such a wonderful evening," Stephen and Nick said as they turned to face me. Auntie Stephen said, "I really needed this," and Nick added, "Yeah, hearing your stories was amazing. You have such a way of seeing things." Their words made me happy. I grinned up at the stars sparkling brightly in the night sky, feeling energized as though I had shared something genuinely valuable. "I'm so glad you two came, let's do this again soon," I added. As I watched Stephen and Nick leave, I thought back on the evening, which had been full of stories, laughter, and a deeper connection than I had felt in a long time. This night had reminded me of the joy in sharing life with others, and I couldn't wait for the next adventure together. My heart was full as they waved goodbye, and I felt a sense of warmth and connection that would last long after they left. I came to see how crucial it is to have those times in life when we listen to each other, share, and just be there for each other. We frequently become so engrossed in our routines that we forget that joy can come from the smallest experiences, and as I turned to go inside, I grinned, knowing that life still had a lot of beautiful moments to come. If you liked this video and would like to see more, please take a moment to like it and subscribe to our channel. Your support motivates us to bring you even more engrossing real-life tales and in-depth conversations about relationships and trust. I'll see you in the following episode.